this is not a championship level team, and LeBron should have saw this coming. So big news in the NBA and in the Lakers community. All-star power forward Anthony Davis is going to be out at a minimum of 4 weeks for the Los Angeles Lakers after suffering that MCL sprain in his left knee versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just a couple of nights ago, the Timberwolves ended up beating the Los Angeles Lakers, and Karl Anthony Towns put on a show. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns with the Minnesota Timberwolves are a team that is definitely young and scrappy and on the come up. The Lakers then proceeded to lose to the Chicago Bulls a few nights ago as well, 115-110, who were without their star in Zach LaVine. The Lakers, who are already a team that's been struggling this year, they've had some COVID issues going on. Russell Westbrook has not been playing up to the standard of which he should be playing at. LeBron James has had his share of injuries. I believe he's only played in 19 games. And now Anthony Davis, who already has had his injuries, is now going to be out for at least a minimum of 4 weeks. This spells troubles for the Los Angeles Lakers. So let's just talk about this. So as I'm recording this video, the Lakers are currently sitting at 16-15, just one game above 500. And this team has just yet to get it all to glue together. And these guys have yet to find any chemistry or continuity together. And I understand you can accumulate some of that to the injuries and Frank Vogel not coaching up to his standards. And they have had their injuries, but man, like when you have a big three with Westbrook, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, even when they're not on the court together, you should still be a team that's better than one game above 500, even in a weaker Western Conference than we've seen in years past. The Lakers are averaging 110 points per game, which ranks number 8 in the NBA, but defensively, they're horrendous. They're the 4th worst defensive team in points per game at number 26, allowing over 111 points per game. And the Lakers are also a horrendous free throw shooting team, ranked number 28 in the NBA at 72.8%, only above the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. Defensive efficiency, they're ranked number 10 in the NBA, which is actually kind of crazy, but offensive efficiency, number 25. So they're always finding a way to do good on one end and lackluster on the other. Now, Westbrook in the big three has been the lone guy to get a lot of the criticism because he's also played 31 of the 31 games as well. Even when he was in COVID protocols, he checked right out of it and he was able to play in the Minnesota game even when they lost. But Westbrook has still not played to the standard to which he should be playing at for a slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer, which he will be, a guy who's averaged a triple-double 4 out of the last 5 years. He's an individual show. I mean, he's a great talent. The guy plays harder than anyone I've ever watched play the game of basketball. Westbrook is averaging 19.5 points per game, 7.7 rebounds, 8.3 assists, and 4.5 turnovers a game. He has 141 turnovers as I currently record this video, which is number 1 in the NBA. Now, it's already bad enough with Westbrook when you talk about the turnovers, but his shooting is just as bad. Free throw percentage is at 65.9. That is 101 out of 103 players at the free throw line, and that is your starting point guard. 45% from the field, 31% from 3. And to put Westbrook into his proper perspective, let's consider this for a moment. Player efficiency rating, PER, very good advanced analytics stat. Cole Anthony for the Orlando Magic, my Orlando Magic, and Kemba Walker have a higher PER than Russell Westbrook. Cole Anthony and Kemba Walker, the same guy that just came back from the New York Knicks off the bench after Thibodeau had benched him for like 10 games or whatever number of games it was. And Cole Anthony, a second-year point guard at UNC, who's had his knack of injuries as well, who's playing like an all-star caliber point guard in the East, has a higher PER than Russell Westbrook. Just not adding up. Now, when it comes to Anthony Davis, of course he's got that injury, but Anthony Davis has been a huge disappointment for the Lakers this year. And you don't need me to tell you that. Lakers fans will tell you that. AD, 23.3 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting 18% from 3, 72% from the line, and over 50% from the field. Anthony Davis has got to get it together. And I understand he's got some injuries, and he was having some injuries even before this MCL sprain. But Anthony Davis should be the best player. He's in the middle of his prime, and he's only appeared in 27 games so far, which means he's already missed a couple of games as well, and now he's going to miss even more games. Anthony Davis needs to be absolutely 110% ready and healthy as soon as he comes back. You do not rush him back. The Lakers, this is a championship or bust team. Now let's talk about LeBron. But LeBron's doing everything in his willpower to get this Lakers team ready for the regular season and for the postseason. LeBron's averaging 26 points per game, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, little under 4 turnovers, which is fine. It's LeBron. He makes up for it with everything else he does. But he's shooting 50% from the field, 34% from behind the arc, which is about his career average. And even though he's averaging 7.7 3-point attempts a game, LeBron's getting up there in age. He doesn't have the body that he did back when he was in Miami, and he can just drive into the lane and hit the ground every time. LeBron's getting a little bit older, and his free throw percentage at about 76%, which is about his career average as well. So LeBron's doing everything in his willpower. LeBron is the least of my concerns. I know with the way that this guy takes care of his body and the greatness of LeBron James, he's going to do everything to put the Lakers on his back. And there was only so much he could do with injuries last year in the playoffs, and that was his first ever time being bounced out in the first round when the Phoenix Suns beat him. Injuries are going to catch up to a 19th season LeBron, to an Anthony Davis who's been injury prone his entire career. LeBron deserves at least 50% of the blame when it comes to this, because LeBron can put on historic performances in the playoffs if he wants, but when they don't advance to the finals or they don't win the finals, Russell Westbrook's going to get the blame, and LeBron deserves 50% of that. No GM that has ever worked with LeBron James has never gone up to him and had him at least sign off or, give him an okay. Kyle Kuzma came out and said he thought he was going to Sacramento. He thought that was a done deal with Buddy Hield because Buddy Hield would fit the Lakers. They are not a great three-point shooting team. Plus, Buddy Hield can be a guy to just space the floor in general. Russell Westbrook doesn't do that. Russell Westbrook's a high-usage, ball-dominant, turnover-prone machine. And that's not going to help LeBron James. LeBron James is still the best passer in the NBA. And Russell Westbrook's probably the worst passer, at least for the praise that he gets passing the ball. I understand he can attack the rim and throw those alley-oops up to DJ or Dwight Howard or Anthony Davis. He's done that plenty of times. And we've seen that in his career when he's done it, even with like a guy like Steven Adams. But the Lakers are they're just at the point where they're just going to be a 500 team the rest of the year. And that's just what we're going to have to accept from them. They don't play defense very well. They definitely don't shoot the ball well. And they're consistently going to be either injured or derailed with COVID, or there's just going to be something going on with Russell Westbrook time and time again. The Lakers got to find a way to get this together because this is sad. I don't know what to expect of the Lakers come postseason time, even if healthy. I don't see this team beating Utah. I don't see them beating the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors. Maybe they beat, a Clippers, but even if they get Kawhi back, I don't know if they beat the Clippers. This team is just something, man. And I don't know if they need to trade Westbrook because there's already been internal talks about that. I don't know if Frank Vogel needs to go because I don't really know what that does them. I don't know what the Lakers need. I don't think LeBron even knows what they need because it's not like they have any tradable assets. Taylor Horton Tucker's their only guy that any team would be interested in trading for. No one wants Ariza. No one wants Carmelo at this age. Nobody sure as hell wants Westbrook. That's at least a contender. Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk. Nobody genuinely wants these guys for a bidding price that the Lakers would want to get back in return. They have no draft capital. I don't know. The Lakers are championship or bust. They're the purple and gold. LeBron is defined by his legacy of championships and getting to the finals. LeBron is historically known for getting to the finals, not falling short. Even if he loses in the finals, like his 6 losses appearances, LeBron gets his teams there. I genuinely feel bad because they're a big three. They're the purple and gold. They should be winning championships or contending for a championship when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook on your team, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Lakers fans, NBA fans, I want to hear your thoughts down below because this Lakers team should be a lot better than they are, but I think age and the lack of defense / three-point shooting is really what is derailing this team, and obviously Russell Westbrook, not being the greatest of starting point guards in the NBA, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys like, turn on notifications, and hit the subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Jacksonville Jaguars and NBA content that I do here on YouTube. But Brett James, a.k.a. BJ, I'm out, y'all. Peace!